Hello, I'm Josh George, doing my Conference USA videoing. So, we're going to start with Old Dominion. Old Dominion did not have a season last year. All of their games were canceled. So, we look back at 2019 and back in the past. The last time that this team had a winning record was 2016, and I think they were 10-3. Not a lot of experience, brand new coach, and a brand new coaching staff. Not a team I'm going to bet on. I've got them 1-11, 0-8 conference play. Charlotte. This team, not a great team last season. They were 109th in rushing defense, but have a lot of young recruits at defensive line. Going to be a young core of guys that could grow into something, but really not their time right now. I've got them 3-9 and 2-6 in conference play. Now to FIU. Well, they're number 2 in the 247 talent composite out of Miami, a good place for recruiting, but they were 0-5 last season. They've got a lot of Florida speed and a lot of things that could be going well there. Their safeties, they have the most pass breakups in Conference USA, but I just have them as a 500 team, 6-6 and 4-4 in conference play. Now to Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee was 89th in total defense last season. They had the most transfers out of Conference USA, the most guys to leave their team. And it's just up and down. When I look at the schedule, UConn, that's going to be a favorable matchup for them. I think they'll win some of the games that they're favored in and things, but they've really got to turn around that defense, but they have 10 starters back on that defense. So they do have a chance to do that. I've got them 6-6, 5-3 in conference play. Western Kentucky. Now, Western Kentucky has 4 new coaches on this coaching staff. Lots of new coaches. They have 10 new totals, or 10 starters returning, and that's in total. Not a lot, so that's averages out to about 5 on offense and 5 on defense here. But they were 28th in total offense last season, so their offense did look good, but that inexperience, I've got them 6-6 and 5-3 in conference play. Now to FIU, coached by Willie Taggart and their new defensive coordinator, Mike Stoops. Mike Stoops inherits a defense that was pretty good, and this team was actually number 1 in the Conference USA talent composite. Lots of talent, lots of Florida speed, but I don't know if Mike Stoops is the right fit at defensive coordinator. I think this defense that was one of the best, just watching their games and looking on film in Conference USA, and a team that looked if the offense could get it right, if Willie Taggart's offense started working, could be a really competitive team. I just think Mike Stoops was the wrong guy, and they'll end up losing some close games. Their talent will win them several games, but I've got them 8-4 and 6-2 in conference play. Marshall, they're undergoing a coaching change this year. They have a brand new coach replacing Doc Holliday, and they have really good line. The Joe Moore committee awarded them the best offensive line in Conference USA, so we know that about them, and that can be huge. They've got lots of experience and things going for them, but winning the line of scrimmage, I think, is going to be a big factor for them. I've got them at 10-2 and 7-1 in conference play. To the other division, Rice. Rice is a team that has not won more than 3 games since 2015. My biggest question for Rice is, why do you play Texas? And why do we go to the moon? Anyways, with all that being said, not a team I would bet on. They've got what I'd consider to be a difficult schedule. They play an FCS team. They'll get a win. 1-11, 0-8 for them. Now, to UTEP. The Miners have been in Ryan McGee's bottom 10 for 3 years in a row. the magazine of Lindsay and the magazine of Phil Steele have this team finishing dead last in Conference USA. I look at their schedule and I say that may not happen. They do have Rice at home. That could be the game that finishing last in Conference USA hinges on right there. They also play a very easy non-con. In these first two games, I think they've got a really good shot on. New Mexico, might be a winnable game for them, but I've got them 3-9 and 1-7 in conference play. Now to North Texas, Seth Littrell might be on the hot seat. He's 31-31 in his 5 years at the Mean Green. I think they're expecting a little bit better results, a little more of an uptick. According to Rivals, they're 5th in talent in this conference, in recruiting and things. They've been doing well. It's time for Littrell to live up to it, so to speak. He's probably going to have a lot of new faces in and out throughout the year. Really, when it comes down to it, a lot of it on how this conference perform is on Littrell. I've got them 4-8 and 3-5 in conference play. Now, UTSA. See, a lot of people are getting high on UTSA. UTSA's they could be a surprise in this conference. I just don't see it from a football perspective how they would make such a jump from the last couple of seasons, only winning a couple of games. When it comes down to it, they are, according to Phil Steele, the most experienced team in America. And they return 9 guys on offense, and that could pay huge dividends. But I don't know. My gut says 6-6, 4-4 in conference play. Now, Southern Miss. Southern Miss has Frank Gore Jr. at running back. He's going to be a huge star. This team has done really well at running backs, but they're ranked in below 100 right now in the preseason rankings. That's not good. They don't have a lot of talent around him. They're basically going to be living off of Frank Gore this season, and live by the running back. You're going to die by the running back. 7-5 for them and 5-3 in conference play. Now to UAB. UAB plays the toughest non-con schedule, in my opinion, in all of college football. They play at Georgia. This is a rivalry game. Jacksonville State Gamecocks, that's an in-state team that they're going to play on a neutral site this year. Liberty, a tough independent that's going to be hard to play. And then they just have a really, really difficult non-con. So I think they're a really good team. They got a lot of talent. They went from being dead, so to speak, to having a team and making it to the conference championship game. We know that they can do it. We know that they're capable. I've got them 7-5 and 7-1 in conference play. I think their toughest game is when they host La Tech. I think that's going to be their toughest conference game. Oh, yeah. The Tulane Green Wave. That's their other non-conference opponent. So, see, if they could lose all 4 conference games and really struggle there. Now, Louisiana Tech. Look, a lot of things that I'm basing off this prediction on is Tyler Grums, their linebacker. He's one of the best linebackers in the nation. He'll probably be a first-round draft pick this season. And Skip Holtz, son of Lou Holtz. He's a really good coach. He's 115 and 89 overall. And he's got 10 starters on this defense, led by Grimes. So, really good defense. Probably the best defense in the conference. And they'll creep up into the top 10 in the nation, probably. They'll be one that people will be head-scratching about, I'm thinking. I've got a lot of faith in La Tech right now. So, I've got them at 9-3, 8-0 in conference play. Conference championship game puts La Tech against Marshall. I went on ahead and picked Louisiana to win the game because the young coaching staff at Marshall going into a game, Skip Holtz having the time to get ready, I figured he'll win the conference for Conference USA.